Hello everybody, this is Sara Perry, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly spiritual psychic guidance and insight for the week of the 1st of February to the 7th, 2021. If you enjoy this vlog, then please do like, share and subscribe, and if you'd like a private reading, then just go on down to the website. All the information is in the description box below, and do check out the monthly subscription offer if you like a regular reading, as it is around 50% off the detailed reading or full reading, although that is still on a bit of an offer at the moment because of everything going on. So what have we got here this week? I'm getting a bit of a lull in the air, but I think this is to do with the Mercury retrograde setup. Things are kind of slowing down, but I'm getting a lot of weariness from people, a weariness of fight. It's almost like I've been fighting, but I don't know what I'm fighting for. I'm now bored. I'm now too exhausted. I'm just going to get on with what I've got to do. And there's this kind of robotic sense of energy where people are just kind of doing what they have to do in the way that they can, in the most natural way possible, but in a kind of not dysfunctional, a functional way, but almost monotonous, and unconscious as well. If you get up every day at the same time, you've got a regular pattern, you almost do it with your eyes closed. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like people are just using whatever energy they've got to just get on with the mundane and just get through. It's kind of a feeling, like I say, a lull week. But I do see some important conversations coming to light, or opportunities to have conversations that you would want to have. Don't be stubborn, because there may be, because of this kind of lack or low ebb, you may just feel, oh, what's the point? I've done this before. Why would I bother again? It's like I'm seeing all these different news bulletins come up. It's just one after another, and you kind of think, oh God, I thought this was done with. It's just getting kind of worse before it gets better. And this is why I feel like the ebb has come, or that low feeling, because what we thought was going to be a breakthrough wasn't a breakthrough, and something will come to light this week. And I'm getting the number 7, so I think maybe it might be on the 7th, or it might be 7 different things that arise. It's going to be pretty significant anyway. That we kind of take a back step before we take a forward step. Now, again, this is a Mercury kind of energy where things get delayed, things get put on the shelf. But with the universe and the worldly energy and the vibrations, I'm feeling like a pot which is boiling up, okay? It's boiling up from the surface. And things have been going on a long, long time. As we know, there's a lot of stuff happening under the surface right now without going into this and that. But this is a kind of, it's erupting in areas, okay? Now, some, as you know, there has been quite a lot of earthquakes and different things going on anyway, something I predicted a long time ago. But it's going to be coming up. I feel like this week something is going to come up which is just unexpected. And it's kind of like, oh, here we go again. That feeling of like, if you were told you've got to go back into total confinement again, of lockdown, when you just like made headway all the way through the year, and now it seems to be just going backwards further and further and further. I don't know, wherever you're living, in Spain we had different tiers where we kind of went into a different tier to come out of the lockdown. It almost feels like we're going backwards in the tiers now. But this is only going to be a short time. I feel like a 10-day period, maybe even 15 at the most. I'm getting the 18th of February, things starting to shift again. But again, that's to do with the Mercury situation starting to shift. Although, to the end of the Mercury retrograde, it does tend to heat up a little bit or feel a bit worse. But for a lot of you, about that time, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We do have a clearer picture of how things are going. For instance, with the flights, situation, we've already been through this before. So there's a bit of more hindsight and knowledge at different planning. Although maybe the thing that comes up is another strain of this virus, another, oh, here we go again, or is this not going to work? Is the vaccine not going to work? That kind of thing. But I do feel like there's some kind of decision in politics as well. And there's that situation of like, well, once we finished with COVID, then there was Brexit, and then there'll be something else, okay? I guarantee there's a third thing, okay? So once that's out the way, something else will be focused on. But what we need to look at, and what Spirit is saying, is that this is happening all the time. There's always something. There's always some big transformation going, but this is coming to the big one. Over the next 10 years, everything is going to change. Everything is going to maneuver and be repositioned. So that from now, we're going to be looking at things with different eyes. The earth and the world is going to look very different. It will work very differently. Where things were clashing, things will start coming together in a much more effective way. So if we were 10 years ahead and we look back, say 20 years to what life was like, we'd say, I don't know how we did that. I don't know how we worked that way. Why was I even considering that? If I hadn't got myself together, or I hadn't pulled this together, then I wouldn't be where I am now, if this hadn't happened to me. There are some rewards this week though, so don't be too disheartened about this, Eb. I feel there could be a revelation, an understanding of where maybe you've been drained. Literally, or for some people it's like, oh, why have I bothered doing that? I'm getting a picture of a phone box right now. In England, there were the little red phone boxes, and they don't exist anymore, I don't think, but everybody used to use a phone box, not a phone. But how many times, if anyone that remember, even what other kind of phone boxes you had, you go in and it'd be broken, or you didn't have the right coin to put in. And that's what I feel. It's like something is breaking down completely so that we bring in a new thing. So once those phone boxes went, we had mobile phones, didn't we? It's kind of everything eked out. It's like once we had cassette tapes, then we got CDs, and those CDs turned into iPads and iPods, that's what I meant to say, and MP3 players, and then everything's just kind of become digital. Now we've got like the Alexa and Echo. Everything is evolving, but what's going to happen is we're kind of taking a step back to look at everything we've done, and then we're going to replan it, and then everything will work better. I'm seeing that the economy in particular countries is going to be shared out better. For those who have been living what I call on the never, in a way of like, it's just going to carry on, maybe that isn't the best term or correct term. It's like, well, it's just coming anyway, it's not changing. So, maybe people that are just do receive money regularly anyway from the state, it hasn't changed so much, but there will be more forms to fill out, as there are now with visas and travel and everything. But it will just become normal. Things will be more organised. I'm seeing housing being reorganised. There's going to be a whole set of properties that are just going to go off under auction at some point. It's going to be a rage. It's like, grab your house now in different countries, where people are kind of, I already saw this, people leaving and selling up and stuff, but they're going to get, I feel like the prices are going to get lower still. Okay, so for some, this could be a fantastic thing. For others, maybe not so. There is a promotion this week coming. And just to say, that was a bit later on down the line, not this week, but I feel like things are starting, this is where the energy and all the rumblings are happening. So there could be a promotion that comes in this week, or an offer, a surprise offer for some of you. That you've really wanted, which will show a change of pattern. So for some, you've got this kind of feeling or monotonous thing, and then, like I say, this surprise that comes from nowhere. Now, one of them, like I said, is the general one where you feel like you're kind of going backwards again, here we go again. But then for some, there is something that could come, like I said, the rewards that come from the hard work. So if you've been really, really going for it, and really focusing on your passion, and really making things work for yourself, whatever, and keeping that faith, I feel like some of these things are turning around now. And something could be, it's like I can see, like, suddenly, oh my God, everything's sorted. That feeling of like, everything's changed overnight. Oh my God, it's a miracle. So expect a miracle. A miracle, not a miracle. You may find that male energy is more stubborn than female energy this week. For some of you, you may be trying to get through a brick wall. It could be a boss, it could be a partner, a friend, a family member who you're trying to get to hear your point of view. Stand back a bit further. Just let the ground lie a little bit. It will alter, but it may take a week or so. This is just, again, this sense of that ebb, of this despair, of this kind of, oh, I can't be bothered, so I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear it anymore, So you might be dealing with that. I do see things for some of you ending where family situation is concerned. There are a lot of endings going on at the moment. There is sadness in the world, but I do feel that control will be given back, and some of you will be put at the front of the queue or being put up on that pedestal, where you feel more confident and you feel more self-assured. Again, that kind of certainty in yourself, whereas although it's like, oh, here we go, it's like you're almost pushed into that, okay? There is growth in some work operations, and I'm seeing love develop in certain areas, or people seeing others in a different way this week. Emotionally, people are going to want to reach out in love in the end. By the end of the week, there's a feeling of like, again, I haven't got the fight. Let's just make up. Let's just make the best of it. Let's just love each other, because this is, especially what's going on. If you're in a place where there are, there's been less infection, maybe, you haven't been touched by the virus as much, or the pandemic, and then suddenly this third wave is bringing in even more. It is very, very unsettling, and you suddenly realise what's important. And this is what I feel like this week. It's like, I haven't got the fight. I need to focus on what I can do. And that's that kind of monotonous feeling. It's like, I'm just going to get on with it because I have to survive. I have to go to work, or or work at home. I have to just get through things. There will be strength shown in certain people and leadership where hasn't been before. But again, I'm seeing some kind of, there's opportunities to communicate. So don't fight. Communicate. Be calm. This could be the week where you actually do get things across. But if somebody's being stubborn or doesn't want to hear, or is just kind of, not wanting, shutting you out, just let it go just for a little bit. Again, don't battle it. It's not worth battling. Just get on with what you're doing. It will come. It will come. This is going to be a slow month, but there's a lot to be learned, and there are new beginnings to be had, and there is a sense of freedom coming, and it's all divine timing. Miracles are going to appear for some of you. They could happen daily. So the more you're aware of them, the more you acknowledge them, you receive them, the more open to them you'll be. So have a great week, guys. Do check out the astrology, psychic astrology, and I will speak to you next week. And if you'd like a private reading, just go to the description box below. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.